If you're watching this, you probably run something. A team, a company, a department, maybe all three. And somewhere along the way, probably the last 2 or 3 years, you stop looking like the person in charge. You don't look bad, you just look ordinary. And in a room full of executives, ordinary is the one thing you can't afford to be. My name is Rodrigo Aburto. I've spent the last 6 years helping high-level professionals build what I call a command physique. The kind of body that walks into a boardroom and doesn't need to say a word. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do it in 90 days without destroying your schedule, without restrictive diets, without turning your life upside down. But first, I need to make sure this is actually for you. This only works if you're in one of these situations. Number one, if you're working 50, 60, sometimes 70 hours a week, your calendar is packed, you have maybe 30 minutes of unscheduled time in a day, and even that gets eaten up by last-minute calls or crises. Number two, you've tried the typical fitness apps, the ones that assume you have an hour to train and a meal prep Sunday. They lasted 2 weeks, maybe 3, and then life got in the way. Number three, you're not out of shape, not in a catastrophic way. You just don't look the part anymore. You've lost the edge, the sharpness, and every time you catch your reflection in a Zoom call or see a photo from a company event, you notice it. If that's you, keep watching. If not, this probably isn't going to resonate, and that's fine. You can just close this now. If you're still here, good. Let's talk about what's actually happening. Here's the thing nobody tells you about being successful in business. The skills that got you here, the focus, the discipline, the ability to sacrifice, those same skills are the reason your body is where it is right now. You optimize your business, you optimize your finances, you optimize your schedule down to the minute, but your body, that's been an autopilot. And the worst part is that you know this. You've known it for months, maybe even years. You told yourself you'll start in January, then Q2, then after that big project wraps, then after the next quarter close. And every time the same thing happens. You start, you get momentum for a week, maybe 2, and then a work trip comes up, or a late night at the office, or you just miss 1 session, then 2, and suddenly you're back to square 1. It's not because you're lazy, it's not because you don't care. It's because every program you've tried was built for people with time that you don't have. They assume you can train for an hour, meal prep on Sundays, track every macro, show up to a gym 5 days a week, and when you inevitably can't keep up with that, you blame yourself. But here's what I need you to understand. The system was broken, not you. The average fitness program is designed for someone with a predictable 9 to 5. Someone who doesn't travel, someone who doesn't have board meetings at 7 a.m. and client dinners at 8 p.m. You are not that person. And that's exactly why the Actorsbodyprotocol exists. What's the Actorsbodyprotocol? It's a system I built after working with actors, executives, and high performers who needed to transform their bodies fast and couldn't afford to disrupt their lives to do it. Actors have a unique problem. They get a role, they have 8 to 12 weeks to completely transform, and they can just try their best. The camera doesn't lie. They need visible, undeniable change. So they use a protocol, not a program. A program tells you what to do. A protocol tells you what to do, when to do it, how to adjust it when life happens, and holds you accountable to the result, not just the process. Here's how it works in practice. Most people approach fitness like this. They pick a workout plan, then they follow it for as long as motivation lasts, and when life disrupts it, they quit. The Actorsbodyprotocol flips that. We start with the outcome, the exact body you want in 90 days, then we'll reverse engineer every single variable, training, nutrition, recovery, stress management, to hit that outcome in the least amount of time with the least friction. You're not following a generic 12-week plan. You're following your plan. Built for your schedule, your stress levels, your travel, your preferences, and every week we adjust it in real time based on what's working and what's not. That's the protocol. Let me show you exactly how it is structured. The Actorsbodyprotocol has 4 core components. Every client goes through all 4, no exceptions. Step number 1, the command audit. This is where we start. It's a private one-on-one session, about 90 minutes, where I map out your entire physiology, schedule, stress levels, and goals. This isn't a questionnaire you fill out. It's a conversation. I need to understand things like how much sleep you're actually getting, what your travel schedule looks like, I don't know, when you have pockets of time in your day, things like what you've tried before and why it didn't stick, what result will actually make you feel like this was worth it. By the end of the call, I know exactly what needs to happen in the next 90 days. And so do you. Step number 2, precision training. Here's where the most programs fall apart. They give you workouts that take an hour. They assume you have access to a full gym. They don't account for the fact that you might be in a hotel 3 days a week. And the training in this protocol is different. Every session is 20 to 35 minutes maximum. It's engineered for the highest visible return in the shortest amount of time. No wasted sets, no filler exercises, just the movement that actually change how you look. And it's adaptable. Hotel gym, home, office, it doesn't matter. The protocol adjusts. This is the same training structure that actors use when they're prepping for a show they've seen in 8 weeks. It works because it has to. Step number 3, the executive nutrition framework. I'm not going to ask you to meal prep on Sundays. That's crazy. I'm not going to give you a restrictive diet where you can't eat at a client dinner or travel without falling off track. The nutrition framework is built for your life, not the other way around. Here's what that looks like. You'll know exactly what to eat to hit your goals, but it's flexible. You're eating at restaurants, you're traveling, you are having the occasional drink at a work event. The framework gives the rules, but it also gives you the flexibility to live your actual life while still making progress. Most clients tell me this was a part that changed everything, because for the first time, they didn't feel like they were on a diet. They felt like they had a system. Step number 4, weekly one-on-one coaching. This is the accountability piece, and it's not negotiable. Every single week, you and I get on a call, just the two of us. We review what worked, what didn't, what needs to change. Maybe you had a rough week, travel threw you off, you missed a few sessions, fine, whatever, we adjust. Maybe you crushed it and want to push harder. Great, we recalibrate. This isn't a group call with 50 other people. This isn't a chatbot checking in on you. It's me. I personally take care of you every week, holding you accountable to the result. That is the difference between a program you abandon in week 3 and a protocol that actually delivers. Now, you're probably wondering, does this actually work? It's a complete fair question. Here's what I can tell you. I work with managing partners, senior directors, people running 8-figure businesses who didn't have time to waste on something that might or might not work. And the results speak for themselves. Now, you might notice I'm not showing you their faces, I'm not giving you their full names, and here's why. The majority of clients in this program are senior executives who have confidentiality agreements as part of their professional roles. Their participation and their results remain private by choice. And honestly, that's part of what makes this work at this level. You're not posting progress photos on Instagram. You're not documenting every meal. You are getting the result quietly, efficiently, and moving on with your life. If you need public validation to believe this works, this probably isn't for you. But if you care about the result more than the recognition, keep listening. The Actorsbodyprotocol is a 90-day private coaching program. It includes the full command audit, your personalized roadmap, custom training built around your schedule, the executive nutrition framework, weekly one-on-one calls with me for the full 90 days, direct access to me between calls if something comes up, and the investment is $4,000. Now, I know that's not a small number, and it shouldn't be. If you're the kind of person who needs to think about whether $4,000 is worth 90 days of private coaching to finally get this handle, this isn't for you. But if you're the kind of person who's already spent $4,000 on things that didn't work, like supplements, gym memberships, apps, trainers who didn't understand your schedule, then you know exactly what happens when you cheap out on this. You stay stuck. And every month you wait, that gap between where you are and where you want to be just compounds. Here's what I need you to do next. Below this video, there's a button and it says apply to be considered. Click it. It'll take you to a short application, about 2 minutes. I'm going to ask you a few questions, not to waste your time, but to make sure this is actually a fit. Because here's the reality. I only work with 5 clients at a time. Not because I'm trying to create fake scarcity, but because I personally review every application. I personally run every strategy call. I personally coach every client every single week. If I take on more than 5, the quality drops, and I'm not willing to do that. So if you're serious about this, apply now. I'll review your application personally within 24 hours. If we're a fit, I'll reach out to schedule your strategy call, and on that call, we'll map out exactly what your 90 days will look like. No pressure. No hard sell, just a conversation, and if it's not a fit, I'll tell you that too. I think that's fair. Now, before you go, let me handle the 2 objections I know you're thinking. Objection number 1, I don't have time. And I get it, you're busy. That's exactly who this is for. The average client in this program trains 3 times a week for like 25 minutes. That's 75 minutes a week total. You're telling me you can't find 75 minutes in a 168-hour week? That's crazy. You can. You just haven't had a system that makes it this efficient. Objection number 2. What if it doesn't work for me? Fair question. Here's the thing. This only doesn't work if you don't show up, if you book the calls, if you follow the plan, if you communicate with me when something isn't working so we can adjust. It works every single time. The only time it doesn't work is when someone goes after week 2 because they convince themselves that they're too busy. Don't be that person. Just don't. Here's the reality. You have two options right now. Option number one, close this page, tell yourself you'll come back to it later. Maybe you will, maybe you won't. And 6 months from now, you're in the exact same place you are right now. Still thinking about it, still waiting for the perfect time. Option two, take 2 minutes, fill out the application, see if this is a fit, and if it is, 90 days from now, you're walking into every room like you own it. Not because you're trying to, but because you finally look the part. The choice is yours. Click the button below, apply now, and I'll talk to you on the other side.